Hello there, people of the internet. I have another fantastic rifle for you guys today. This is an M95 straight pull, and normally I would do an unboxing video, but the gun store needed the rifle to get the information off of, and unboxing is a long and tedious process. So it came in a box, nice long box, looks like that right there. I think it was wrapped in bubble wrap and wrapped up in a piece of cardboard, just like that. So there's your unboxing. Now we don't have to waste 20 minutes trying to pull that out of the box. So this right here is one of the M95s that came out of Ethiopia, and of course this right here is from RTI. And if we look at, actually I'll start on this side of the rifle. This right here was their B grade, I think it was. If we look right here, we can see that we have some broken wood. Now a lot of people see something like this and they're like, oh no, the wood's broken. Woe is me. Well, whenever I see something like that, I'm like, okay, fantastic, the wood's been broken. Normally, whenever you have a rifle like this, and the wood has been broken, like this right here, it will be put inside of a warehouse, and it will await repair. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It will await repair. And something like this broken handguard right here would have put this rifle into a warehouse and have it awaiting repair. And so as a result, whenever you have a rifle that is busted up like this right here and stuck into storage, odds are the internals are going to be quite nice. And the internals of this rifle are indeed quite nice. Not only do we have a fully complete rifle, we got the cocking piece back here, which you can use to actually cock the rifle. We got a safety. We got, oh, let me open this bad boy up. We got the full magazine. We got a functional firing pin and a functional extractor and a functional ejector. And on top of all that, since this right here was taken out of service, it did not see a whole lot of use. And if we bore test the thing, we see that our rifle actually has some life left in the barrel. All right, there's as deep as our projectile goes. Now this right here is an 8mm Mauser round, and this right here is a .323 diameter bullet. And my last M95 swaged out at a .323 diameter bore. So I'm betting that this one right here will probably be around there as well. I got a caterpillar crawling on me. Get off me, you bastard. Don't you just love Florida? But it should be around that area, and even if it is slightly larger or slightly smaller, this right here is a good representation of what we can expect for barrel life out of this barrel. This seems to still have some fire left inside of it, and as a result we have a rifle that should still maintain some accuracy. We got our stacking swivel. We got one of those styrofoam peanuts still attached to it. The only issue we have with this rifle is this busted up handguard. And I'll be honest, I really don't care about that. There's mostly just a cosmetic issue. This rifle should still fire because we shouldn't have any problems with this upper handguard or this piece of the handguard right there. That's not a load-bearing area. I'm probably going to reinforce these areas with some glue before I actually pull the trigger, just so the recoil doesn't make these cracks any worse. But the barrel bands are on nice and fastened, so I don't foresee recoiling making those any worse, especially since this is chambered in 8x50, which is not exactly a stout cartridge. So the rifle itself, fully functional. Close that, pull a trigger, she goes bang. Firing pin is good. The internals of the rifle are actually very, very good. We still have some finish on this rifle as well. Normally these have been wire wheeled to absolute kingdom come, but this one right here still retains quite a bit of finish actually. And the trigger on this thing, for being, oh, I don't know, 100 years old at this point, the trigger on it, oh, about 3mm of take up, but then a very crisp wall that you have to break through. That is a very, very nice trigger considering the age of this rifle. Now what I am very interested in is if we take a look at the back of the buttstock here, we will see what I originally thought was like a shoe print on the thing. This right here is decoration added by the Ethiopians whenever they were using these rifles. We can actually see a couple of pegs right here. This is very typical of Ethiopian decorating of their rifles. And I don't know what it means. It could be a kill counter. It could be something religious. I have no idea. I also don't really... I mean, anyone's guess is as good as mine. And then we have right here, which is clearly hand-carved, what would you call that? Decoration? Yeah, we're going to call it decoration. Hand-carved decoration. I don't know if this also has some sort of religious practice going for it or not. We can see right here, hold on, that caterpillar's back on my leg. No, it's just love caterpillars. But we can see right here how there used to be more pegs that have been, what is this? Get out of here, you. Florida, am I right? There used to be more of these little pegs right here on the stock, 1, 2, 3 right there, and those have been lost to time, probably whenever this was in a warehouse somewhere. So a lot of times these rifles were taken and used by the Italians whenever they invaded in 1935, but this does not have the Italian stamp on it. No AOI stamp of any kind, so that tells me this rifle was probably not used by the Italians, and I'm willing to bet it's because it is in, well, it was probably dealing with the issues of being broken and busted up before the Italians had showed up. So we got our handguard that's busted up, and we also got the toe cracked on the stock itself. This right here was very clearly done many years ago whenever the Ethiopians were using this rifle, because we got ourselves a little wood nail right here holding the toe of the stock onto the rifle. So that was very, very clearly done whenever this rifle was being used. And that is not like an RTI thing where they were like, hey, the toe piece came off, let's stick it back on. This right here is something that would have been done by the users. So because of this damage and because of this damage, I'm willing to bet that the Italians decided not to use this rifle and it sat in a warehouse. And I'm willing to bet because of that is why our bore still has some life inside of it, because normally with these rifles, you see these rifles basically being completely shot out and having barrels that are essentially completely sewer pipes. And this right here is just not the case. Markings on the rifle, they're very, very hard to read, but this right here is a Steyr produced rifle. It says M95 right there. This right here is not the updated version. This right here is still in the 8x50 cartridge versus the 8x56 that a lot of these rifles were updated to. We are missing the slider on our rear sight, which is pretty typical of Ethiopian rifles. This is kind of the upper handguard is held on with what looks like baling wire of some kind. Could be fence wire, could be, I got no idea. Your guesses are as good as mine. This is something that was done pretty regularly with Ethiopian rifles. They just didn't have the means to repair the rifles any other way. Besides that, complete rifle. The trigger right here is where our sear is. That is what would hold this thing whenever it came back, or perhaps that's our, yeah, that's probably our bolt release. And the sear, I'm betting, is underneath this right here. Yep, you can see the sear right there moving around, if that pops up on camera. Hopefully it does. Magazine for this thing does seem like it would be functional. We got ourselves proper spring. We got ourselves our monolicker hole on the bottom where the clip would fall out. And that right there is not blocked by any kind of debris or anything. So I'm willing to bet that this rifle would probably work well. I do have some 8x50 brass. I'm still working on getting load data for it. And once I manage to pull that off, then I will go ahead and send some rounds through this rifle, and we will see how accurate it is. So this is my rifle. This was a B grade. Am I happy with it? Oh, absolutely. I'm very happy with it. Most people would be panicking and freaking out because of the broken wood, but I get very excited whenever I see broken wood like that, because that normally means that this right here and this right here are up and functional. I'm very, very pleased about that. So all things considered, yeah, I'm quite pleased with my purchase, especially considering that this B-grade rifle was like $200 off their website, and it shipped fairly quickly. It shipped in like 2 weeks or so. I got it and brought it home, and now it is here as a part of the collection. This right here will be a great addition to my little mini carbine. I'd like to get one of the earlier patterns, which had like a flapper locking system as opposed to the rotating bolt on the M95 series. So I'll probably look into getting myself one of those, but I will need to work on getting the funds to be able to get myself one of those. So all of this being said, thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate your time. I have more RTI rifles that I'm going to be checking out, and well, I'll hop on those videos as soon as I'm done with this one. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, description below, link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the next episode. I'm seeing another little crack right there, but that right there shouldn't be a problem either. As long as the rifle is seated well inside of the stock and we don't have any cracks in actual load-bearing surfaces, which we do not, then yeah, this rifle should be absolutely fine to shoot. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.